break. Is there any specific adjustment you can pinpoint or anything that this team has done really well during this win streak that stands out to you?
I think number one, just time together, learning one another, putting each other in positions to be successful, attention to detail defensively, continuing to get better on the defensive end. I think we did a really good job right out of the gate in May, and then we kind of took a dip, in June and found our way back, after All-Star break. And really for us, it starts on that end.
Sophie's obviously doing really well since she got to start with it. I guess how do you keep Lexi still in a really different role for her?
Yeah, I think that's one of the benefits and the challenges of us having a deep team is the benefit is anybody can be ready to go at any given moment. The challenge is how you manage and how you get everybody, in the game and stay on a roll. But Lexi's one of those players, like Sophie, it doesn't matter. She's going to come in, one of her greatest strengths is her energy that she brings, her ability to use her length on the defensive end of the floor. Obviously, she can stretch the floor with her three-point shot. She knows that we believe in her. She knows that we believe every time she shoots the ball that it's going to go in. And I think the biggest thing with this group is that they play for each other, that nobody really cares who gets the credit. They just want to go out and compete and put our team in position to win.
Hey, Coach, Natasha Howard from the broadcast. Two-part for Aari, that time when she was away from you, what did you miss from her in terms of wanting to be able to get her back on your roster? And then when you first took over, what were some points of emphasis with the league?
I think for Aari, her speed, certainly. Another player that can get downhill. Really, when we didn't have Aari, it was only Kelsey. So having somebody else that can break down the defense, that can get them in rotation, that can get downhill. And what she does on the defensive end of the floor, she's a menace. Like, she gets into you. She sets the tone on that end. She's picking up 94 feet, really causing opponents, some issues from that standpoint. And I think with AB, the biggest thing I talked to AB about in the offseason was how we wanted to use her as a hub and play through her. She came into this league predominantly a back-to-the-basket player. You saw a year ago when Caitlin was drafted that she was utilized a ton in the screen and roll. And we want to be able to do all of that, but she also is one of the smartest players and instinctual players on our team. And she's a high IQ talent, and she's a great facilitator. And so using her in multiple positions on the floor as a hub to play through her, we trust her decision making, and we wanted to empower her to be in that role. And I think the next step for her is to consistently hunt some of those threes that I feel like she's getting.
Coach, what do you want to see from Aari against her former LA Sparks team?
Same thing she's been doing. I don't want her to do anything different. I don't want her to play outside of herself. I want her to continue to be a great spark for us, getting downhill, get to the rim, breaking down defenses, picking up full court. She just needs to be who she is, and she's been great for us.
Hi, Coach. Robin Gomez for Agence France Presse. Caitlin Clark has missed a couple of games this season. How do you see her going through that period, which is tough for a player missing games, especially at the second season?
Yeah, I think anytime you have the game taken away from you, you have an opportunity to see it from a different perspective. And she's been playing this game since she was, a kid, and has really never sat on the sideline and had to watch it from a quote-unquote coach's point of view. You see things differently on the sideline. You feel things differently when you're on the floor, and you see it differently on the sideline. I think that for her to be able to look at it in a different way, to be able to see how her teammates have elevated, to see different ways that when she gets back that she can put them in positions to be successful that she might not have noticed on the floor. To see the success that we've had, because of how we've had to play. And then our job is to reintegrate her and allow her to do what she does best. And hopefully, some of absorbing some of that, being around our coaches, sitting by our coaches on the bench, listening to some of the things that we're talking about, some of the things that we're looking for, just hopefully it gives her a different perspective.
Coach, Aari was talking about her Arizona run and pose and all of that, and she was talking about how she kind of this experience has helped her remember that that's who she is. I'm curious if you've had any moments where you've seen her sort of get that swagger back.
Yeah, I mean, so much about players in this league and especially players who have been in different situations. It's just about finding the right fit. It's about allowing Aari to be Aari and to find her spots on our team. And you can start to see that. You started to see that confidence, I felt like, very quickly when she came to our team, and not afraid to make the play, not afraid to set the tone. And then you see her make dagger shots, and yeah, you see the pose, you see the flexes, you see all of that. And for a lot of players, it's just about finding the fun again, right? It is a job. It is a grind. Jobs are hard to come by. But remembering why you started playing the game in the first place. And I feel like Aari's having fun. She's at her best when she's having fun, and we're just fortunate that she's on our team.
In talking to some players and coaches around the league, they've said that the biggest evolution they've seen in the game over the last few years has either been basic play, style of play, or even the way that players take care of their bodies and stuff. During your time in the league, what has been the biggest evolution you've seen in the game?
Well, there have been a lot. I mean, obviously, we don't know what we don't know when young in the league, and I've been around this league for 25 years. But I think that you see the players are more talented than they've ever been. They're more versatile than they've ever been. These women have grown up only knowing the WNBA. And so seeing themselves in these systems, seeing themselves in these arenas, on the floor, challenging themselves to get out of their comfort zone and be better. And I think that the game, because of that, the game is more versatile than it's ever been. We look at, the WNBA and playing 5 out and playing in flow and, utilizing point forwards and utilizing, 5 players as hubs, much like you see in the NBA. I think it's just the evolution of the game. I think it's in great hands with these young players, and they're going to continue to propel it for the next level. And it's a great challenge for coaches to get outside of our comfort zone and to try to be as creative as possible to put these players in positions for success.
Good. I feel like we're starting to catch rhythm a little bit offensively, especially defensively, and I think that's what sets the tone for our team. But we got to continue to stack the days. This is a LA team that's given us struggles down the stretch. They're long, they're athletic, they play with like they have nothing to lose, and it's a tough matchup for everyone in this league just because of their length, and so it's going to be a good test for us tonight.
This is the third game of the road trip. You guys are playing every other day. Just how are you guys feeling mentally, physically? Just where's the fatigue at?
No, we're good. We're good. Seriously, I think we know where we're at in the part of the season. We have to play with a sense of urgency, continue to stack the days, continue to be consistent, dialing in on scout, dialing in on recovery, and I think we're doing a really good job of that. So it's just part of it.
Sophie, how big a role has the depth played during this 5-game stretch and just different players having to step up?
Huge. It's huge, and I think that's why they made the roster how they did, because if someone doesn't have it, we have 2 other people who will, and it might be a starter, it might be someone who's coming off the bench who maybe hasn't played in a game or so, but I think that's what is so fun about this team is that in every position, everyone is interchangeable, and so we have confidence in everybody. Everybody has confidence to come up and make the big shot or make the big play, and I think that's important.
Does your role or what you're being asked to do feel significantly different as a starter? Does it just kind of feel like different groups, pairings of players?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of a season, and sometimes the struggle of you try to stay consistent in what you bring to the table and stay confident in that. Your role will change, but for me it was always my energy. It's always the dog. It's always being kind of the feisty, sassy player. And so whatever the team needs me to do on that given night, I'm going to do. As a starter, you have to set the tone early, right? When you're on the bench, you can kind of see where you can bring the energy, where you can kind of boost people, but there you just have to be ready. But it is my 7th season. I think I'm stepping into that. I know how the game goes, and so whatever the team needs me, that's what I'm going to do.
You guys are the number 1 crunch time defense over the last 10 games.
We're what?
The number 1 crunch time defense over the last 10 games. Is there
I don't even know what that means.
Like in the clutch, like
Oh,
basically
nice, okay.
when games are close, like you guys are locking down. Is there anything that you guys would attribute that to?
No, I think that's a pretty cool stat, but also knowing our personnel, we shouldn't even have to get down to that. We need to, I'm so distracted. What is going on? Dang. Dude. Turn that off. Gosh. I think for us, we got to start from the jump, to be honest. We're too good of a defensive team, and we have too many athletes on our team that it should never come down to the wire. But when it does, that is a great stat to, kind of hang our hat on and stay confident in that.
All right, how are you feeling heading into tonight's game?
I feel good. We feel good.
today was the day that we had to, focus in even more because we did a little walkthrough yesterday, but today everybody felt good.
Did y'all have to get more rest today or something like yesterday? Is that why y'all can do a walkthrough?
Yeah, we got some rest yesterday. We did. We did a little walkthrough, but today, shoot around, we got to come. So, but other than that, we all feel ready and we feel ready for tonight.
Exactly. Now, I see that you guys have fun. How important is that for that bond? Before games to have fun and kind of connect with each other.
You always want to have fun. This is our job though, but at the end of the day, you still want to have fun with the job that you just wake up and you put shoes on, you go out there and go hoop, but you still want to have fun. And that's the good thing about our team. Our bond is so tight, and at the end of the day, we're gonna have fun regardless, no matter what.
The Sparks are kind of on a hot run right now. Just coming off a 5-game winning streak. What are you guys planning to do to kind of stop them today?
Keep doing the thing that we're doing. Our focus is, limiting them to one shot, rebounding, making sure we take care of the ball, and also get back in transition. Just playing defense. That's our main thing. Our offense is going to flow by itself, but it's just our defense. We got to make sure our defense is up to par.
I want to talk about Aari. How important has she been since she came? Obviously, she used to be with the Sparks as well. Now she's with you all. She feel like she's having a career year so far as well. So how impactful has she been to you?
Aari's been a huge part of this right here so far. She's been amazing. Even when we had her for a hardship and we let her go, but her coming back has been amazing. Just her facilitating the floor, her being a snake of our team at the point guard. She's been doing an amazing job.
Is there anything about her personality that you think has allowed her to integrate into your guys' culture as quickly as it has?
It's her being her. It's Aari playing Aari ball. That's all, and just her just being confident out there. That we want her to be confident. So.
Tash, could you just talk about the depth of this group and how that has made a really big impact during this 5-game stretch?
It made a huge impact for us, and that's a good thing for us. Because some days people won't be on some games. Some players will. So with our bench, they bring that energy as well. Even though some of the starters come out, they also bring that energy and keep that tempo going for us when it's time for us to get back into the game. So the depth is very important for our team, and so far so good.
You guys are the #1 crunch time defense in the last 10 games, and you guys have obviously won a lot of games in that stretch. Is there anything that you would attribute that to?
Is it on defense?
Yeah.
No, just us, all of us just being on the stream and just communicating. That's the main thing right there. When our defense is clicking, it's hard for our opponent to score.
Who's the best communicator on the team defensively?
Me and AB.
Speaking of that, wasn't she just player of the week, right?
Yeah, player of the week. Yeah.
Right. So we talk about just how cool is that to see you all on a momentum right now? How she has been.
AB worked hard. She works extremely hard to get that. You see day in and day out. I just see her growing so far this season. It's an amazing. I'm happy that I'm here to be the vet, to actually guide her and actually push her to be that type of player. So I'm really proud of her, and also getting player of the week.
You talk about you just had your transition to the Fever. Coach talking about a lot about your leadership and your confidence. Talk about your transition to the team so far.
My transition has been great. Just been getting a lot of encouragement and just from my teammates and the coaches and just them instilling that confidence in me. Just keep talking to me. From day one, they were play your game. And I feel like that's something I've been needing and missing throughout my career. So I'm able to run through a wall from my teammates just off them, giving me that confidence.
Now, you just had a career high 27 points. Talk about your confidence and your ability to lead this team as well.
That confidence comes from me just trusting the reps that I do when no one is looking and just going out there and applying it and just, finding myself and my rhythm through the offense. So, just taking what the defense is giving me and just, my teammates have been doing a good job of finding me. But just, I think since I've been here, my leadership has grown tremendously. Just me talking and just my teammates also looking for me just to talk. So, I haven't had that. So, I'm finding my voice here slowly but surely.
Just given everything you've been through this season, I'm curious how it feels or if it feels special to just be back in LA right now.
It feels good to be back in LA. I'm a Cali kid, so, got a lot of fam coming out tonight. And I'm always grateful for the opportunity that the Sparks gave me. There's no ill will. I still wish them the best. I still talk to some of the girls to this day. So, it's going to be a good one tonight.
You caught a lot of attention when you tweeted out that you're still in school and getting your master's. I just kind of want to know, why is that still important to you and why are you doing that?
From day one, education has been important to my family. So, I promised my parents, after college, I will complete my master's. Didn't complete it the first time at Arizona, but, I just want to use my resources through the W and just try to finish my master's. And, I'm thinking post-career. I mean, I'm not done yet. I have a long way to go, but just, I want to have that in my back pocket.
And you said it was behavioral, what was it called?
Applied behavior analysis.
How'd you get into that, or what's the reasoning behind that?
So I have a couple people in my family that are autistic, one nonverbal and one is functioning. And so my parents also work at school, so just seeing the impact they have on kids, that inspired me a lot.
How would you describe your chemistry with Aaliyah, and how much has it grown over the last month or so?
I think AB and like my chemistry, it's grown a lot. Just finding her off pick and roll, and just trusting her. She's a great decision maker, and just pretty much for me, I just been trying to watch film lately, just seeing what spot she's successful at. And so I think these last couple games, I've been able to find her and making sure I'm leading her to the basket, and she's able just to score comfortably.
It's already always going to be difficult to transition to a new team, but also being a point guard, you have to know what everybody else is doing as well. I'm curious how you've managed that.
Being a student of the game, watching film, so just watching our sets and just watching how the defense is guarding it, and then just actually in game, just watching what the second line of defense is doing and how they're going to play us, and I think that's helped me a lot, just open the game and just pretty much again studying my teammates, finding out where they want the ball.
You talk about Leah Foster being Player of the Week.
Yeah, no, I mean, she's been great. She really has been our rock. She's been our backbone. We've played through her, and she's been very consistent for us, and not just scoring the basketball, but being a facilitator, locking down on the defensive end, really being the high level communicator on the defensive end as well. And she's been outstanding, and she's really continued to grow throughout the course of the season.
Talk about how Aari has played a role in your system and how she changed the game.
Yeah, well, Aari certainly changes the game because of her speed. Her ability in the backcourt to push tempo, her ability to get downhill and get to the rim. I mean, we really only had one downhill player in Kelsey before we got Aari in the mix. And her decision making, her ability to run the team has grown as her confidence has grown. You've seen that she can step up and make big shots. And she also really sets the tone for us on the defensive end, getting into offensive players.
A couple people have attributed her confidence to being a big part of why she's had so much success. What do you think has allowed her to be so confident on this team?
I think we just allow her to be her, right? We know that we had a need for her ability, her speed, her quickness. She's a player who came into a situation, and I think when she was on her flight to Indianapolis, had already memorized the playbook. I mean, that just shows that what kind of IQ she has. It shows that she was ready for the opportunity. We often talk about stay ready so you don't have to get ready, and she stayed ready, and we allow her to do what she does best. Everybody that on this team believes in her, and she's helped get us to another level, and she's helped get us to playing consistent basketball.
You guys are also sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask you, you've been a former guard yourself, talk about your guards working together and how they all sharpen each other, and just even when Caitlin is in the lineup, how you feel about that chemistry and camaraderie that they have built, establishing, setting the tone for the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think our team chemistry overall is just really good. We've got a lot of great human beings who really pull for one another. They don't really care who gets the credit. They just want to go out and win, and they want to put each other in positions to succeed. Our guard play and consistency with being able to knock down shots, or being able to spread the floor, or being able to find the right pass, get the ball moving, playing inline to inline in the quarter court as opposed to free throw line to free throw line. I think that has opened up some areas for us on the offensive end. I think it allows AB a little bit more space to operate. I'm just really proud of the growth that we continue to show.
I have an actual question for you, but who's in charge of the Ox right now?
I have no idea.
This is why you need to get her back on the court.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
she won't make eye contact.
Yeah.
Speaking about that, the reason why I said the guards, it's been this debate that the toughest position in the league right now is the 4 spot. But most basketball people
The
think,
toughest or the most talented?
I don't know. You tell me. So that's what I would like to hear from a coach.
Yeah. I mean, I think the 4 position is critical. I mean, point guard position is critical, but I think the 4 position is critical. It's the game has changed, right, so much, and you think about the 4s in our league with Fee and Stewie, and I mean, they kind of headlined the change maybe, and how the game is played. We did so back in the day when we moved Tamika to the 4, as well. And it really is a 4-guard kind of system and style with a lot of great size at those positions. I still think the point guard is always going to be the toughest position to play in the league. There's no doubt about it. But and traditionally, when you've had the bookends of the point and the post, you've been in a good situation. But a lot of teams run stuff through their 4 players. So.
Thank you, Coach.
You guys are the #1 crunch time defense over the last 10 games. I was wondering if there's anything you would attribute that to.
I think just our ability to dig in. We've become a more disciplined defensive team. We got to continue to stay that way. We've become a better communicating team on the defensive end of the floor. We want to disrupt and dictate on the defensive end, and at moments when you have high-level players, versatile players at the end of the game, I think our versatility has helped us to be able to switch in some situations. But just their growth in really embracing the ability to get stops.
Natasha said that her and AB are the best communicators on the team. I'm curious if you've seen Natasha sort of help AB on that end.
Well, I think both ways. I think they help both each other. Tosh does it differently. AB is like very, very vocal all the time, and you almost have to be from that position on the defensive end of the floor. Like, I don't know, what's that football position, the middle linebacker or whatever, the one that has to communicate all that. That's been AB, and Tosh does it in her own way. Like, she kind of pulling people to the side and being real vocal and communicating in on-ball screens, and does it differently. Tosh has championship experience. She understands what it takes, and her leadership has been invaluable for us.